Okay. I also hide my floating panel so I don't see the chats when you do it. So if you have a question, just talk. And I'm going to. You'll have to unmute yourself because I just muted some of you because of an echo that we were hearing. All right, hopefully you all got the handout or the link to the handout. If you didn't, I posted it in the Facebook events group page as a bit.ly link that you can download it and have it for reference. So this is the opening page. We called it the hub because one of our agents that we recruited a few years ago said that's the hub of everything. So that's why you'll hear us refer to it as the hub, and you see the logo in there as RTU Hub. It is our intranet site, which means it's a private site on the intranet, not available to everybody else. Your login is often your first initial last name, but if you don't know what it is, Melissa can help you with that. We cannot look up your password. We don't have access to do that. So you're going to have to do a thing as far as lost your password, put in your username, and you'll get a reset link to your email. If you said, I don't know what my username is, Melissa and I can look that up for you so that you can at least type that part in and get something sent. Okay, so I'm going to click on login. Okay. So the first thing we're going to go over that you have in your outline is the resources tab. And in the resources tab, you're going to see a filing cabinet. And my filing cabinet's over here in the red where I've pinned it. What, do you have a question? No. Okay. So to have it easily accessible, all you do is drag it down there. So mine says already pinned, but if you want to always be able to quick and easy go to the filing cabinet, I'm going to recommend you put it there. And that's one I really recommend you do it because we have a lot of resources out here available for you in that filing cabinet. Any questions about accessing that? Okay. So if we go on to your page 2 of your handout, if you actually click on the filing cabinet, you'll get to this screen that is a file manager. So the first thing you want to do is click on company files and then office documents. So it says in your outline, click on company files and office documents, and then you're going to see all these different folders. So sometimes when some of you guys ask me something, I'll say it's an X folder on the hub. And this is what I'm talking about. Here's where you can find what you're looking for. Okay. We haven't divided up. If for some reason, sometimes I cannot remember exactly where we put it, you can search a file up here for something. You can put in a name of something and try to find that. Okay. There's also, I'm going to minimize this for just a second because one of the things that you'll see is user files. You can actually create your own files on here if you want to store something or save something on the hub if you need to. So I'm going to click on office documents. And the first thing I'm going to go to is agency forms. Okay. We try not to duplicate what's in transaction management here. So there used to be, I just removed them the other day, the Illinois Realtors, exclusive buyer agency and stuff like that. Well, that's all in transaction management. I don't need to duplicate it. But these are the things, mostly what you're going to need to be selling a for sale by owner, or you're getting out of dual agency or something like that. And if I hover over the thing, it's going to show you the complete title. So in this case, this one is non-dual agency referral disclosure. So to pull that form up, I can click on it and hit this green arrow. See where it says download? And it's downloaded, and then I can just click on that document and it'll bring it up. Can you guys online see that document on my screen? Okay, good. Now, one thing you'll notice we just recently did, and I've got to go over some of this still with Melissa, is we made these, not we, Melissa mostly made these interactive in a PDF. So see these blue boxes? You can type in there now. So even though they're not interactive in transaction management, you could type in here, download it and save it, and then upload it for a signature. So you don't have to drag and drop text into these online. So this is a case where you're going to refer a buyer or tenant to another designated agent because you're not going to be a dual agent. If you're going to, let's say you've shown them the property and some things and you've decided to move them on, or maybe you have a case where you have two buyers interested in the house, or something that you need to refer them on because of not dual agency. So that's an example of that form. I'm not going to go over every single form that's in here. But you'll notice on this one, notice of no agency. This is where the buyer's paying you your compensation for sale by owner. This one is where you're purchasing a for sale by owner. This one is where you're selling your own property. That is a notice of no agency, a seller's paying your compensation, and for some reason you're withdrawing an agent. And that would be an example of you had a property listed and your seller, I had one of these a few years ago. I owned a rental property. The property next door wanted to sell. They wanted to buy it. We weren't ready to do that then. So I listed it and then we decided we wanted to buy it. So you have to withdraw it. I can't be their agent and purchase a property, but they really wanted us to buy it. Okay. So that would be an example. So again, look at them to know that you can pick the right one if it's been scaled down. Now on your outline, you can also pick several of them. Let's say I want to download both of those at once. Okay. I can hit the download button. And now you're going to get, I'm not going to open it. Well, I will. You're going to have a zip file that's going to have multiple selections there for you. And then you can extract those. So I play around with that so you can see how you can get multiple things out at the same time. And that information is on your page 2. So I'm going to pause for a minute. Any questions? Okay. So most of that is covered on page 2 and page 3, but again, all kinds of folders. So assistant forms, there's some things on Athenasign, some Athenasign instructions if you need to refer back to those and can't find them. Things on business planning, some helpful things for buyer tools, some Cartus relocation things. And Melissa, make note of these. There are a lot of them are dated 2015, 2017. We probably should check that folder. I don't even know. Those are old CE registration. I probably could get rid of that. These checklists, a lot of these were prepared by our agents in business meetings. We brainstormed with them to say, here's some things you should do after listing appointment, or this one during an open house, or during a final walkthrough. So these are just great checklists for you guys to think about. Oh yeah, I didn't think about it. I should consider doing that as part of that step. We have these folders of community photos that you are free to grab. You cannot put them into the MLS because those are supposed to be pictures of the property. But let's say on the internet, you're listing something, let's say in Chillicothe, and you want to add a copy of their bike skateboarding ramps or the library or something like that, because your buyer may be coming from out of town and want to know what other amenities maybe might be around that property. Okay, and we're happy to update these if you think any of them need updated, if you're out and about and taking pictures of the community. We have a section for community relations and our contracts and forms. You're not going to see as many things in here. Like I said, a lot of the stuff is going to be in transaction management. I'm going to probably reviewing these once in a while to make sure that we don't have duplicates in what's on here than what's in transaction management. But one of the forms is a builder fee agreement. So let's say there's a new construction house out there, or you were getting a buyer coordinated with a builder and want to get some compensation on it. That's where that form is. Okay. And the rest I'm not gonna go over on all of them, except for, I'm gonna go down here to the presentation materials. We have a lot of these printed in our offices, but let's say you want to review with the seller our whole presentation packet, which is rather large. Let me see if I can move you guys. Yeah, see, the seller's presentation is 11.5 megabytes. That's pretty hard to email to somebody, okay? But you could, if I click on that, if I scroll down, let me move you guys, you're in my way. You can get a file URL. See where it says get file URL? And now there is a link that you could copy. I'm going to highlight all of that and copy it. And if I bring up a new tab, cross your fingers that I got it all. It should bring up that presentation. And I apologize that I stopped following along on the outline, but that is on the top of your page 4. So it is getting that file. So that could be something you could create as a shortened URL, you know, copy it in Remax and create it. Just know if we ever update it or move it, that URL will be broken. So always check those as needed. And so what I would do if I made this a shortened URL in Remax, I would say, label it like seller's presentation and the date. So you could always use that name again, but you have a date as part of that. But I could bring this up on my screen now and go over it. Now, one thing we are changing, notice this is vertical. We are revamping this to make it horizontal, so it fits on a screen better as you're presenting this maybe remotely to a buyer or seller. Okay, you could always turn it into a PowerPoint as well if you wanted to. Questions on that? Okay, so so one of the things for you as a agent, a use for this on your own links down below is Facebook doesn't allow you to upload a PDF on your business page. We can do it in a private group. This is a way you could put a PDF on there as a link. So let's say there's something you want to get out to on your business page, a flyer on a property or something like that. This would be one way to do it. Another way would be through a Dropbox link or something like that, but you have access to these.
So you would add the file maybe to your...
Yeah, you would, let me minimize this so we don't have these out so far. And if I go to user files, okay, these are ones that I have added and used different times. Okay. All right, so now that we're here, some of the questions I always had, well, how do I go back? And this is something I meant to put in the outline and I forgot to put in the outline. But over here on the top right, you're going to click Office. We have fought for 5 years now, maybe, Melissa?
Almost as long as we...
Yeah. When we merged together, Remax Unlimited was using Wolf Connect as a system, and so were we. We had more stuff on ours, so we used ours, but for some reason we ended up with 2 Office tabs here. Always pick the top one. We've tried to get it to go away, finally give up. It's not worth us talking about it. But that gets you back to the home page. Okay. So the first section I'm going to talk about is our Office links over here to the left. Oh, and I forgot to mention something on the files. Let me go back there for just real quick. Sorry. And Melissa has this Because some of these instructions she started and then some I added. If you go back to your page 2, if you click on one of these and hit this red X, you're going to delete it for all of us. We have no way of protecting it. Melissa and I both believe at some point in time, based on permissions, we were able to restrict that. It doesn't seem to be that way right now. So if you accidentally delete something, please just please let Melissa know right away. So someone says, I can't find it, but just don't hit the red X. Okay. All right, let me go back to the office tab. I forgot to go over that. Yeah, you'll be no judge nor fine. You'll be more judged when we find out later you did it and didn't tell us. It's sort of like taking the last document out of the file cabinet and not telling anybody. Yeah. Or the last thing of the toilet paper and not putting any back, you know, it's that kind of thing. Please. All right, so we have these broken out into sections. Also be careful with your mouse that you don't drag these around. Because that will move them for other people as well. But the first section's office links. And one of the things you'll see this bar over here? There are more than you can see right now. So you need to scroll down to see all the ones that we have. Okay. We try to put these alphabetical. It's a pain, but when we add new links, but it's better to me if we update a link here, you guys don't have to update all your bookmarks. If you get in the habit of coming here, and let's say, for instance, the MLS changes what their link is, you don't have to change it all your devices. You can just go here. One of the ones a couple of them I want to point out to you on here, 360 Home Connect. It is a great service to help your buyers and sellers start or stop service on their utilities. I'll click on it for just a minute. If you use our checklist of reminding you to do things, this is one of the things on the checklist. I merely ask my buyer and seller, are they okay with me sharing their contact information? This is a free service to assist you in all your utilities. When my cousin used it, they said I should have paid them. He was very happy with it. I've only had one really problem with it, and that was because this person was coming new to the area, found out later, and they had their credit locked, so there was some issues with getting some water changed.
So
but
do you fill this out for the client and then they're contacted?
I do, yes. And then say what my agent name is. You will get copies of the emails. You'll get copies of the emails I send them confirming here's all your setup dates and times, and they'll keep you in that loop to let them know that's happened.
Is there like a service fee or is it?
No fee. They get their payment from the providers for doing that. If you don't feel comfortable putting that out, then you can send them this link, but you won't be in the loop unless they make sure they put your information in. So I typically just fill it out for my people. Say, are you okay with me sharing your contact information?
It's all like home services?
Yep.
Like all utilities?
Yep. Their water, their electric, their cable, their internet, all that. Okay. Another one on here is District 150 School Search and Dunlap School Search. If you want to put an address in, you can find out for sure what school district they're located in. If you wonder about your CE, how much CE do I have? Here's a link right to there. You don't need to email me and ask me. You can click right there on IDFPR CE lookup. Put in your license number and it'll tell you what you have so far. We have a link to the Illinois Realtors and Mac Center. Some people sometimes want to find out what neighborhood associations they are, or how do you contact somebody. This is a link to ones that the city of Peoria have records of. Again, I'm not going to go over every category, but another one is this Paragon email opt-in. Every once in a while, your client will accidentally click on something to opt out of emails coming to them from Paragon. this is all you have to do is put back in their email address in here, fill it out, and then it'll be fixed. Okay, so we have a link right to that of opt-in. Don't know why, go away. Can't get that blue mark to go away. Let me click on something else real quick and go back home. Because it's, my mouse is being a pain. Just a second. Okay. They now have a tile on Mac Center for the idea portal, but for a while they didn't. If you want to submit ideas for improvements to Remax, that's how you can do that. If you want to take CE through our own online CE that we get a small financial benefit from, there's a link to that. And there's a link to online pre-license. So we are a partner with Illinois Realtors and the CE shop for that. So I'll go there real quick for the CE. And these aren't home studies, they're online classes. So right now, here's a broker CE class. It'd be $99 and includes all your courses that you need. Okay. I think I need to remove, does Silver Evolutions go out of business? Do you guys know? They did, so we need to remove that one. I thought I saw that. Okay. So the next sections over to the right are office news and social. So have you put our 2021 blood drives on here yet? Okay. So if you want, if you click on read more, it gives you all the dates and information about those. Other save the dates. This one is really helpful, this company reference info. Click on read more. It gives you a current link to our phone list if you need a phone number, email address for one of us or one of your fellow agents. Our tax ID number, if someone is asking you for that, license numbers. Our NAID number for HUD when you go to write an offer on a HUD property and you can't find that. Don't try to find me, go right here. And you can access this on your phone or mobile device through Chrome. Make sure you're using Chrome though. Our wireless passcode or our guest one is all right there. I do have some training videos on here, but I've also started my own YouTube account. So if I click on that YouTube account, these are videos I have posted. So one of them, let me minimize this, is this link that to complete the seller's disclosures electronically. You want to send it out. I use this for my most recent listing in Pekin. I said, you're going to be my guinea pig. I'm going to email you the disclosures and a link to review this video on how to complete them electronically. And then I asked, is it helpful? And they said, definitely yes. They watched it a couple different times. I get questions from agents on how do you complete a net sheet. I have a video on that about Collab Center, Design Center. So I'm going to try to start putting more and more some of these recordings up there. So you have a quick, easy place to go and look for some training videos. We also just recently put links on here to our Facebook pages and stuff as well too. And then if I scroll down, we have more categories. So now I'm on your page 5. So for BombBomb, some people use Box Brownie for virtual staging. Photofy, Real Satisfied. I mean, just you name it on marketing, we try to have it in here. We no longer carry brochures in our office for the home warranty companies. We have links to all the ones that we're aware of or we feel comfortable with right here under home warranty information. We found we had outdated forms at some point in time and don't want to get into that whole throwing paper away and making sure we have the latest and have stuff scattered all over. And now that you guys aren't coming to the office as much either, it's just as easy for you to find it there. For your mapping links, East Peoria GIS, some things about flood maps, which I will admit to you is not easy to use. If you want to look up coal mines and how close they are to your property. Illinois flood maps, Peoria GIS, Tazewell County GIS, Tazewell County zoning, and Woodford County maps are all right here. We have some information about loan programs. So one of them I'll point out to you is rural development loans. If you have a buyer who's getting this type of financing, you need to check before they see a property, is it eligible for that type of loan? So this is where you would go. Normally, you're going to go to single family housing guaranteed. If they're working with a local lender, that's for sure where you're going. If they're working with USA Direct, then it's this one. But that is for very, very low income applicants. So they should know how they've applied, gotten their approval. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to click on I accept. And then you put in the address of that property. Emily, do you by chance know an address of any Michelle's listings in Metamora?
No, let's do,
Okay.
yeah, give me just a second. Let me get this straight.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Sorry.
No, I picked on you, just
452 Macy Lake Road.
452. Is that right? M-A-C-Y.
It's EY. Macy EY.
Metamora.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go to go. And you'll show that it's located in an eligible area. Last I knew, all of Woodford County is, but I would check the addresses just to make sure. But that's how you can tell right there. It's going to tell you it is located in an eligible area. And so don't rely on what the listing agent has as part of the financing options. Just always check here to say, does the house that they think they're looking on qualify? Okay. Let me close these out. Our home screen. And then just different tax records. So we have both Fulton and Marshall and Peoria County, information about the Peoria stormwater utility, real properties resource, Tazewell County, assessor taxes in Woodford County. So I want to have this as hopefully a great resource for you that you can find these websites easily. And Melissa and I maintain this, probably more Melissa than I. So if you find a link's not working, let us know. We'll update it. If you have suggestions for other things to add, we can do that as well. But we're limited to sort of this space on here of what we can put on. Any questions so far on those links? And I know, Vicki, you say you use it all the time, so we're glad about that. The do not call registry. Interesting people watching my video and see these people slide back and forth, but I want to still be able to see people. As you notice, I have it a shortcut here, but it's under contact management, and you just drag down the do not call information. So if I click on that, it's going to bring up a registry search agreement, and you're going to agree to those terms. Remember, don't call before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. You have to allow it to ring for 4 rings at least. So go through all of that. Agree? And just put in a phone number.
Amazing. No cost to invest. I want to live in a jungle in a tent. Cool.
Okay, I got a question here.
Okay. What's your question? You just muted yourself, Vicki. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so at the beginning, you showed me the drag and drop on the file cabinet on the manager, which I put it over there on the left.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then I went back to pull that contact management do not call and drag and drop, and my file cabinet was gone. Do I have to save that somewhere?
Shouldn't be.
So I
should
had to
just-
drag and drop it
Let me drag
again.
something else down. Let me try something new, okay?
Okay.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, both people in class here said it came in fine without having to save anything. So
Okay.
just make sure it's not on, maybe on top of the other one. Melissa has her hand up, so yes.
Did- Vicki, when you did that, did you make sure that it was in the green? Cheryl, if you want to show an example again of pulling that down, make sure that it's in that green plus sign when you pull it in, not below it.
I can't hear
Because
her.
if you pulled it too low below that where it
Well,
was
so-
at,
I'll repeat her. So let me try to find something else. I don't remember how I got rid of these though.
grab it, drag it up.
Oh, yeah, right there to remove it. Okay, so I'll do that again. So under resources, okay, I'm going to drag down this manage. She said, make sure you do it below this add button, not above it.
Like on it, not-
Oh, that
Yeah.
might be an issue because I did it above it last time.
Okay, make sure it's on it. And then if you want to get rid of it, I'm just going to drag it up and trash it. I haven't trashed anything for a while.
All right, I got
That
it.
help?
Yep.
So under contact management, do not call. Mine's already here. So then you just, I've already agreed, so it probably just popped up right to there. And it'll tell you right now it's on the do not call registry. So remember, if you're calling a for sale by owner to try to get them to list, you have to check this directory because it's solicitation or an expired or something like that. If you're calling to set an appointment to show it because you have an actual buyer interest, then you don't have to check the do not call registry.
And if they're on the do not call, then you can't call them, but you can send them a mailer.
So the question is, if they're on it, you can't call them, but you can send a mailing. That is correct. You can knock on their door. You can email them unless they tell you not to. Okay. All right. The next area that I want to cover is on page 6. I'm going to click on real estate on your tab. Let me just go back home. So we're back at the home button. Screen. And when you go back home, real estate should already be highlighted. And if you don't know, if you click on there, you go, oop, that's not right. There's real estate. Okay. So we have lots of things in here that I think are underutilized. If you go to this pie chart, the first thing is agent earning history. This ties directly to the Broker Wolf system that we pay you out of. So you can search right now a date range and it'll pull up that information for you. I'm not going to do that, show you anybody, including myself publicly. Okay. The next one is transaction production. So on transaction production, you can decide, do I want to see everything I've written or do I want to just see what I've got pending and closing? And right now it's set to this date range. It's set already to all properties, all types, all sides. So you don't have to really mess with any of those right now. And then you could submit it. If you want to do a different date range, then just click on this calendar. So now I want to do January 20 through today, which is the, hold on, you guys are blocking me again, which is the 14th. And I would change my date range on that. And you could hit submit. Easy way to pull that. Another thing that's in here is your expense statements. So even though we email them out to you, if you want to pull up any of your expense statements, you would go here and select general and what the last statement date is, or if you want to look at an old one, you can do that and hit submit. Now, this one is a really nice one at this time of year. Your annual expense summary. So you guys are getting ready to go to your accountants or do your own taxes on your own or any of that. You're going to click General. You'll select December 2020 as your end date. And then it's going to show you all your expenses for that time period. I'm going to, let's see if I can pull up somebody who's. They might be already gone out of here. Yeah, they're already gone. I'll just pull up mine. Just know they're going to be different than yours. Come on. There. So then you can see if it's Homes Guide, Journal Star open houses, copy charges, any client follow-up. Some of these were old things that we did, visual tour, your postage, any signs, UPS charges, Authentisign charges, E&O credits, what, so that's where you get your credits if you attend all the meeting. So all of it's just laid out for you right there to get your year-end report for all your taxes. So super simple. Okay. So other than that, Vicki, what is something that you say you come here all the time to do? Is there anything I didn't cover that you use the system for?
I don't think so. I just have this loaded in. I mean, it's a location, it's a one-stop shop. That's why I use it all the time. I can get anything that I want in here and work from one location. That's why I like it so much, I guess.
Great, that's our goal. And we used to run our website through this, so that's why you'll see some other things in here. We don't anymore. So we scrolled that down. I would love for people to use an in and out board, but we've tried that. It doesn't work. We can't get you guys to say when you're here and when you're not. So sort of abandoned that idea, but it's available there. There are a few other things like you could do some own networking, but now we have Facebook groups, our own private Facebook groups and some of that for some networking. But I would say those are the major things. We also, the feed that you see on the TVs, both at Morton and here, all come from this system. So we pull all the listings in, we're paying for a feed from that. It also helps our accounting system. When you sell one of your listings, they can pull it in, but that's how we run that rotating video of all the listings that we have. And I do see people pause once in a while and stare at those.
Cheryl, I will say that I was a little disappointed when you took off the, what do I want to say? The option where you can register for anything, any
Events.
function, any class, any events, anything. I did like that on here, but you know, I try and find the other way and do it.
Yeah, we were finding not, I mean, you were one of them, thankfully that used it, but more and more on Facebook, and that's why we went there.
But there is a link to the events on the RTU social.
Right, so if you go right here, good point. Thank you, Erin. If I click right here in RTU events, Vicki, that takes you right to our Facebook group and all the events. As long as you're logged into Facebook, it'll pull them right there. So you don't have to go searching for them. Thank you, Erin. Yep, that's what we wanted it to be.
Will you show that one again?
Okay, so right here under social media, do you see that category? Jane?
Yes.
So there's RTU events. If you click on that, it'll take right to our Facebook group page and the events.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yay! That was actually Jeff's idea. that whole social media section. So we'll give him credit. So all the ones that are coming up, what'd you say?
I'm just being mean. Because we don't have to go that far.
So just remember, most of the information you need, or probably all of it, should be contained here. So when I get text right before class or an email that I don't have the link, it's here. So go to, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying sometimes I don't bring my phone in with me. So if I'm already in class, I just don't want to distract it. So if I scroll down, usually it's right there, the link to the Zoom meeting. Now on this one, I haven't uploaded the handout yet. But I will, and it'll be another post that's in here, like today's. If I go back to the Tech Thursday, if I scroll down, there's the link to the handout. That's what you'll see as a link to the handout. So I've got to get that created for our next momentum class, but I'll have it up for sure by that morning of that class. But usually I work on preparing for momentum on Friday afternoons when hopefully it's quiet around here. Especially this new ones, because they're brand new classes that we're teaching on here. Okay. Let me go back here. Don't know of anything, but utilize again that YouTube. If there are any other training videos that I've created, you might look in here, but I'm trying to get them all just to YouTube. So they're in one location, and maybe someday I'll be able to have enough followers I can actually name my YouTube channel rather than just have the generic link that's there. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to stop our recording.